fallout of Spurs influencers based on what we're going through. It is just, I'm actually enjoying it a little bit as well.
Enjoying it?
Well, no, I'm not enjoying Spurs. I'm just enjoying the. It's like, someone else feels exactly what I'm feeling, but they're doing it in a really expressive way on the internet.
Well, let's get straight into it. So, hello everyone, and I mean everyone. Good God, we've never hit 100k on a video, and I'm actually a bit pissed off. Where have you not been? 7 years there's been this gold, and I'd imagine there's the moist slugs, there's the dry slugs. I'll go straight to the first comment from Connell Hooley. Hi, Connell. There'll have been people that have been watching this podcast diligently, quietly, wading through the crap that we've said for 7 years, never to be heard. But Connell Hooley says, new to the channel, can someone explain the slug stuff?
Nah. Whoa. No.
You listen here, Connell. You listen here, mate. We've been pumping out gold for years.
Yeah.
And you just been going, right, I know him. He's the one who talks about Spurs, and it'd be quite nice to laugh at him. I might tune in this week. 571 comments on the pod last week. I've just had to go through that. So
I've got a major issue with this. I think everyone's sort of celebrating 100,000. Brilliant, that's great, right? Remember, could you guess why they might have turned up, Jim?
Well, I think that's what I mean. That's why I tweeted. That's why I said what I said. Shame on the lot of you. Shame on a lot of you to coming here for this jumping on the bandwagon. Because do you know what I feel for? I feel for the Liverpool fans that you've wound up over the years. I feel for the Aston Villa fans that have been here and been waiting for this moment, only for someone to sort of jump the queue and go, "Oh, I'm going to enjoy the pain and heartache of Mr. Flav."
Yeah, no, I don't understand it. Right, I'm fine. I'm fine with it being like we're having a big episode, popular. You know what I mean? 100,000 people watching. I'm okay with that. If the reason wasn't let me tap in to see someone being really miserable. Do you know what that says about every single one of you lot? Not much, actually. I am going through it at the moment. I'm going through it. It's tough. And do you know what? My favourite thing is watching. Weirdly, you know, like when in AFTV when they explode, you're like, all right, I'm watching it because I'm watching them explode.
Yeah.
I'm now watching Spurs influencers explode, and I'm sort of getting the same sort of.
You're enjoying it. Oh, you're enjoying
kind of. Yeah, because they feel this is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Except they're much more animated about it. Like Expressions was on, and I love Expressions. But there was 18,000 people in his stream watching him during Atletico Madrid. And he was when
the third goal went, it is great to watch. Yeah, stream over, whatever it was. Yeah. Absolutely amazing stuff. Yeah, it taps into a quite sick and sad, deeper fetish of the sort of a man and the woman of like for example, like the sports bar. The sports bar is living in a generational AFTV time with O'Hara and Cundy and the old Ange mask.
I love the sports bar.
The sports bar, people are enjoying the sports bar.
So much fun. So much fun.
Do you know what? It says something to knowing who you are, what you're doing right now, and being okay with that, and kind of enjoying the element of entertainment. Be honest with it. Yeah. I think there's what's weird about it, I guess, is do you know what the difference is? Is that there was an unhinged element to AFTV that you were watching here in terms of sort of the explicit rants, blah, blah, blah. Whereas, say like we were chatting about lead judges, weren't we, the other week? There's a dignity to lead judges. So we were sort of okay with that rant. But then the sports bar is a different one, isn't it? I think it's quite interesting.
Well, you can see slowly so this is him dressed up as a clown with an Ange mask on, which really has nothing to do with what's going on at Spurs, which I found a bit confusing, but still a little bit rattling there, yeah.
Sure.
And then the other thing is that you see Jamie O'Hara genuinely getting wound up. They didn't burn the bean, did they?
Burn the bean?
They didn't burn the bean.
What does that mean?
What are you drinking there?
Oh, burn the bean. Costa.
They didn't burn the bean, did they?
No, didn't burn the bean.
Oh, you're not across Jim Skin there.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, he's like the biggest thing in the world at the moment. Literally exploding. Probably the most culturally relevant person on the internet right now.
Who?
Jim Skin.
Jim Skin. I might know his face.
Are you lying? Are you winding me up? You're so busy. You ain't got. And the thing is, anyone new to this, he doesn't know who he is. This is
Jim Skin.
James is not JYM Skin. Jim Skin.
I don't go on TikTok.
I know, and I know that already. And I knew when I said burnt the bean, you didn't react. I was like, oh, he doesn't know, which is not a slight on you. In fact, James, that makes you a better human being.
I just found out probably 2 years ago, I realized how addictive TikTok was. And it wasn't good for me. I knew it wasn't good for me. Like every so often I'll pop on it for a second, but it is like, I know that I'm going on it to sort of, I know I'm going in because I've got a finite amount of time, which will get me out. But I found it too addictive, and an hour would fly by, so I just stay away from it now. By
all means, this is a conversation we can have on the mailbag directly after this. If you're new to this and want to be a part of the Patreon, you want to become be a moist slug, the link is in the description below. Join us on our second podcast that we're recording directly after this one, and none of it's about football.
We can watch Jim Skin TikToks.
Then. Yeah, but everybody's seen him, Jim. We're not going to just watch him for the first time. It'd be like,
is that not interesting?
Have you ever seen Star Wars? Not really. Okay. Have you ever seen Star Wars? No. Well, we've all seen it. We're not watching it with you.
It's a bit like the Jaws thing, isn't it? A couple of things I want to touch on with Spurs, if that's okay.
Spurs again, are we?
Yeah, I know you've been in demand this week. Last week, I don't know if we said this on the second podcast or if we said it in the sort of main podcast. But we were talking. You were saying that Saturday Social had given you the call, but they only wanted to have you on if you lost to Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
and we recorded before that.
Did I say
game.
That on the main pod?
Maybe, and then we recorded, and obviously the game happened because that's the madness of this, right? Is last time we spoke, it aged very well. Obviously not. You would have rather it was the other way around. But
for the pod, yes.
It was absolutely fitting, everything we were discussing after the Palace game, because the Palace game was an absolute disaster. And then the Atletico Madrid game, I watched it, solo pinted it, and then my mate turned up about half time. But it was...
Still a solo pint.
Yeah. But I was just like, oh my God. I was just like, how were you dealing with the Atletico Madrid thing? Was bizarre, wasn't it? Champions League football's great in that sense. Like, there's just madness that happens in these games.
I didn't think we could get any lower than we'd been. I thought the sort of capitulation against Palace was probably about as bad as it was going to get, and more or less confirmed that we won't have Premier League status next year. And then, obviously not, because come Thursday night, within 20 minutes, we were 4-0 down, 3 massive mistakes down to slipping, and a novice goalkeeper's career in tatters.
Mate.
After 17 minutes, and then been pulled, stinker, and completely ignored by our psychopathic new coach, Igor Tudor.
Yeah.
Who, probably didn't manage the situation correctly. Now, Jim, that isn't what's funny. I'm just repeating what everybody else saw, right? Everyone knows how calamitous that was. That's fine.
I think there's some elements that could be like that.
Before we do that, Jim, I want to tell you something you don't know about what happened during that game.
Yeah, go on.
I was getting phone calls and text messages from BBC, from Bobby, from Sky. During the game, we still hadn't lost. go, can you please come on the show after at the thing? We haven't lost yet, mate. It's half time.
Is it
The
all right if I
BBC
watch the second half before we do that?
Yeah, because this is finished for you, isn't it? So can you come and talk about how devastated you are? Fuck off. No.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't lost yet. Christ's sake.
Do you know, there's a really weird part of me that was like, you did, I think, I'll be honest, I didn't click on it, but I saw like you chatted with Rory. And I was like, don't fucking take him. He's mine. He's mine. He's mine. I do something all the time. I want the views. You're not allowed the views. I want the views.
How many did that do all right? Is Rory's one?
I didn't check, to be honest. But I just thought it's interesting.
It's not a competition, is it?
No. There's enough for us all to eat off your lovely fandom. But yeah, I just thought, I felt like the fact that, mate, we've like, and anyone who is new and has returned for another look, like, we really love this podcast. And I did think with the sort of, so to explain the slugs, by the way, Moist Slugs are our patrons who are with us right now. And we then have Dry Slugs, who are the people that don't pay for that. And I feel like I would like this for next week. For any of you new people, stick around, because we talk about the football, but we'll talk about it in our own casual way. And then we have all these other little bits and pieces that we do, which I think are generally funny. For example, we had a sausage eating competition at the back end of last year. We've had people doing Ainsley Harriott celebrations on national TV, within national theatre, in wrestling competitions. This all sounds bizarre, but it's a wonderful world to be a part of. So please, get involved. You might as well. But what I would like is a name for them. What are they? We've got Moist Slugs. We've got Dry Slugs. What are this lot? Who is
Sluglets.
Are these? Are they Connell Hooley? Is he Sluglet? Yeah. What is? Yeah. Something.
What repeat?
I don't know.
Where did you get the name Connell Healy from?
That's his name. That's
the
guy.
But why was you reading that name out?
Because he said new to the channel. Can someone explain the slug stuff?
Sorry. Yeah, he's a sluglet.
He's a sluglet. Okay.
Yeah. He's a baby.
What's a baby slug? Yeah, that's a good point.
After copulation is sluglet, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm amazed you know that. Baby.
No,
slug.
I just made it up. I don't know that. I just obviously.
But it's called a neonate. A newly hatched baby slug is called a neonate.
I think sluglet rolls off the tongue a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. We'll call it sluglet.
A bit better.
I wrote down. Well, watching that game. Let's get to that first 20 minutes of that game. Because what I sort of, after the third one, and then the sending off, the taking off of Kingsky, I was like, there was a bizarre, strange sort of pang of hope that I had for Spurs in that moment. Do you know why? Because I was like, oh, you're bottoming out. Like, this is it. You're like, like they say how you got to hit rock bottom. You have to hit rock bottom to go, oh God, no. And there can be some spring from that. When he got taken off, I was just like, wow. And this is the worst it can get, surely.
Yeah, but
Can it get worse?
Well, of course it can, because
can't get any worse, can it?
In what respect? In terms of performance level, maybe not.
It can. Well, you got Liverpool this weekend, haven't we?
We could be relegated out of the division. That's clearly it can get worse. And look, there have been examples of where big clubs have fallen down and never gotten out of that division. It's taken them a decade to get out of there. Yeah. Of course, it can get worse, Jim.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think this.
But did you have that? Just wondering. Did you have that kind of like, oh right, wow, wow.
Yeah.
It can't. This is a new low. Like, ooh, what does this feel like?
Oh my god! It was that moment when, like, Kinski. I can't even really remember what Kinski did in the first because I haven't watched it back.
Well, so can I say with that, the Tudor, by the way, I think it's an. I agree with the. If you break down the two mistakes, the first one, he slipped over. Like, is anyone hammering Van der Ven for slipping over? No, he slipped over.
No, it's weird. You do the mistakes by a goalkeeper are always held to a different standard than the rest of the pitch, for sure. The rest of the players. And yeah, Van der Ven just slipped over. There was clearly a problem with the pitch.
Yeah.
That we hadn't managed at all as a football club. 3 slips essentially led to the 3 goals. And it was interesting because I was reading an article about it, and Griezmann's been complaining about the pitch for months. Right. They went away to Betis and beat them 5-0. And he said that's because it's the best surface in the La Liga. Our surface is a joke. So there has been issues. Laporta, you know, the outgoing Barcelona president, he said the pitch is an absolute disgrace.
Well, the Madrid-Man City game, there was an issue as well with that pitch. They were all slipping on that as well. So I don't know if it's a Madrid thing.
Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know if it's maybe there's been excess rain in the area or something like that means that the pitch is not designed. I'm not saying like complaining about it like
I've
rain.
Never heard that. I've never heard excess rain. So have you got any excess rain that we can borrow?
No. But in Spain is a relatively dry country, so
the rain in Spain falls mainly.
But could you accept, James, that perhaps the pitches in Spain are designed for a drier climate than that of English pitches? Can you accept that?
I can, mate. Can people in the chat? Can 3 people write boring? I don't care about the rain. No one cares about the rain. Okay, can we stop talking about the rain?
The pitch was borderline unplayable.
Yeah, again, I think you've got a bit too far. Right.
Sorry, hang on a second. 3 slips led to 3 goals in 15 minutes, and that's not an unplayable pitch.
Well, it's not unplayable. Playable's different. The point is
if you're bitter.
The point is Kingsley slipped, and then there was a moment where he tried to play a pass when he should just hit it long. Okay? Those are 2 like very brief instances in terms of mistake, right? To take him off was especially once you've even played him.
Do you think?
Why is he playing him? Why has he played him?
Look, the conversations beforehand was that we need to get Vicario out of the team to some degree, right? And so there was a circumstance where we all kind of agreed beforehand it wasn't the end of the world that Kinski started. So it's unfair.
So he wasn't rested.
I just think that there was an opportunity. You can't risk this in the league. The Champions League, we're not going to win. So if you're going to find out if Kinski can do it, then in the Champions League is the only opportunity we have left to test him. And now we know we can't. So, I mean, there's borderline. You think it made me it reminded me of Karius and how he never recovered from that night. And for a young, and Karius was relatively established by then. Certainly wasn't 21, 22. I worry about Kinski and how that's going to affect him mentally and how he can rebound. I
actually think. Look, I don't think he was ever going to be, a world beater. I mean, that's not fair for me to even say. I haven't seen enough of him, but I do think the overarching feeling is that Tudor has completely hung him out to dry
by
subbing him, and then the fact that he's going, we had to preserve the guy. Preserve the guy. Say his name. What are you on about? This is an actual human being. Know him. Doesn't even look at him. But that is just absurd to me. But I think because it's so wrong, in my opinion, and people are going, what? Leave him on and let him keep making mistakes. He slipped. He slipped and he played one bad pass.
Correct.
Once you play him,
I was surprised when he was
taken
off.
You give him to half time. I just the humiliation of that is just. It was so wrong. It might save his career to a point, because the story might be that, as I say, he was hung out to dry. But yeah, but once so Vicario wasn't being rested then. It was like you're not just very good.
I mean, he's a good shot stopper. Other than that, he's appalling. It feels like he's appalling. But then he's in a team that isn't, functioning. But
so not being in terms of him being appalling. So give me any aspects of the game with his feet,
just his face,
or coming for crosses.
He's just mannerisms.
Do you know what? I
hate his face. I can't look at him at the moment.
I feel like that about the QPR players. I feel like
just can't look at him.
I completely agree.
That's the problem. And this isn't analysis. Right? You asked me a direct, simple question to answer. What's the problem with him? And I just hate his guts. That's the problem.
George Pena says he buried his head in the pitch. He needed to come off. What do you mean? What a moment, George. A moment of he showed a moment of emotion. That's how I'm reading this. He showed a moment of emotion, therefore he has to come off. What are you on about? What are you on about?
He's don't attack. He's Patreon. Don't attack him.
I know, but like, I'm just no.
He's giving us
not
he's giving us the price of a London coffee a week, a month.
Look, that's the thing with families. You can talk straight.
You hold people up to higher because you just want the best version of George.
I want the best version of you. Yeah, you're better than that. I just think, Easy Jim, he was done. What do you mean done? What do you mean he was done? He wasn't done. He slipped once and he made one bad pass. Like the learning there is like, and that you learn from your failings. So you go, Romero goes over and goes, just hit it long next time. That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
Did you see Romero? There was apparently reports about Romero talking to Tudor.
Yeah, I saw that.
Get him off.
He immediately is like that. But I just thought, I just thought it was. I don't think it. Considering you've dropped him then because the goalkeeper's not been doing it, or even if you're resting him because you need your goalkeeper for the Premier League, either way, let him like. I just don't think it would have made a difference. Like why is Van der Ven not getting taken off?
Yeah, I mean, there's. Because that would really weaken us. It would make us even much. We can't take him off. It's like
I need to calm down. Apparently, sorry.
You need to calm down. No, Jim, I don't really care. I don't care about Kinski's feelings. I don't care whether he was taken off. I don't give a shit. We don't have room to care at the moment. There is no room for sentiment and to be sympathetic. I don't care. Just win some games. And then we'll talk about it afterwards. In the summer, I'll go, you know what? That was out of order with Kinski. I don't have any capacity. Like, there was another bit where, like, Jed Spence was taken off, and he made the point, Jed Spence, have you seen this? Of walking, because Tudor didn't acknowledge him either. And he walked back to him, tapped him on the shoulder, went, oi, and shook his hand, and then went back.
Wow.
Spence. They're not having him. I've got a good authority that they ate his guts.
I mean,
What do you do? You tell me, Jim. Should we sack him or do we keep this geezer to the end of the season? Or do we get Harry Redknapp?
I don't see it working with Tudor.
Nah. You did, to be fair, and you'd get a lot of criticism for saying positive stuff, and you got pelters for saying it. And you were right. There were problems. There are problems, and some of those things you did bring up in your video. So fair play, James.
Thank you.
Put the work in. You made the assumption. That's what people forget. People forget. They look at it and go, "I didn't like what James had just said there. Therefore, I'm going to crucify him." Forgetting the fact that there has been genuine research into reasons why you said it. Don't worry about that. I don't like what he said.
Yeah.
He's a wanker.
Yeah. You spoken to Thomas Frank twice. So therefore you must be having a sexual relationship with him. It's just like, what are you on about?
Is that what you're doing, James? Are you having a sexual relationship?
I see what's happening. I'm aware that I might have met Thomas Frank several times. I haven't, but I'm aware that I've seen a video with him twice. So you must be sitting in a room going, how do I revive Thomas Frank's career? Yeah. Whilst Thomas Frank is off sunning himself somewhere. I must hate Tudor. No, I don't think this. This didn't. There were red flags, and some of those red flags seem to be.
You don't. But when you're in the start of a new relationship, you don't want to see. You ignore them. You can't.
Yeah, look, Abstract Joe, typical Frank apologist rant. I'm going to ask this question. I'm just going to put this question out there. Do you think you'd be in a better place if Frank was still in the job?
Probably. I don't think we probably would. Look, and I wanted him out. But I have thought about this a lot. And I was thinking, would we be genuinely worried about relegation right now with Frank in there? I don't know. I don't think we would be as worried. I don't know. Maybe we would because
he got you into the mess. I know. This is the thing with the Frank and obviously no one No one really thinks that, I presume. I mean, maybe they do, who cares? But people won't remember that I was like, I think he does need to go, Frank. This is something's not right here. Something needs fixing. My issue was Tudor coming in. I didn't see that reviving a group. Leave Jim's man alone. Actually, the moisties are on fire today. I love it.
It is strange. He's an acquired taste, James. I appreciate it.
Igor.
No, the fact that you fancy Thomas Frank.
I don't care about Thomas Frank. I think
you processed too much there, Jim. Just I don't care about Thomas Frank.
My issue was I just didn't think. I think that is a group that needs more of an Ange vibe, or sort of it needs like how do you galvanize that group? Basically, that's what needed sorting. I think now the panic stations are there that you're going Harry Redknapp. And I'm like, and I kind of like, I'm sort of taking a gentle step towards it where you're like maybe I wonder if there is a better issue, better option than that. Like Ryan Mason, like, is that
maybe?
Is he too soft? Like, is he back too soft? Like, you've got the old school. Is it the sort of? Are you looking for the Neil Warnock, Bobby Robson? Like, it's that sort of like, come into my office, son. Which horse should I pick for Cheltenham? Is that the thing we're sort of trying to get in? And then you come out and going, oh, he's like my dad, so I could just play. Like, is that what we're hoping for?
I didn't know the answer when Thomas Frank was sacked. I don't know the answer now. I genuinely don't. I don't know. If I was the chairman, I don't fucking know what to do here. That's what I would say.
I'd like to know what George, what do you think you should do? What's the answer here? How do you fix? How do you stop this worsening? How do you get? What do we need? What did you need? 9 points. I think you need 40 points. Stay up.
Not getting that. Not getting that, Jim. Look, now it's just about like, all right, well, what's different from what we've got? All right, well, it is Harry Redknapp. It is like an 80-year-old man who wanted to complete a week at Cheltenham rather than becoming, getting the job. I don't know if that's true, but I can come to manage you, but it can't be Liverpool because got the Gold Cup on Friday. So
let's get past that. I mean, it's like that though, isn't it? I think if you've got other things planned already, you have to respectfully. He shouldn't have to drop that. The Cheltenham is bigger for him, a bigger week. It probably is than doing the Spurs job, to be honest. I think like Mason, like he's getting the Liverpool game, but we're not going to beat Liverpool at Anfield. Like, yeah, like have you got a good record? You got a terrible record there, haven't you?
Anyway. Well, Anfield.
Yeah.
We have a terrible record there, Jim.
Okay.
I think we won twice there in about 30 years. 40 years, maybe. I
think, like, you can see the fixtures above my head. And let me scroll up. Because obviously, the Atletico Madrid game. Do you ever go with that? What would you like to see going into that game in terms of this team selection? Because I think
I'd like us to not turn up. What would be the punishment of just not turning up, Jim? What's the worst can happen? Would you get expelled from the Champions League? Do you think?
Well,
you just said we're not playing.
Mate, tickets have been sold, so I presume maybe the smart thing is just play anyone else who's available. Get what's his name, Dane Scarlett. Give him a bloody game.
He's out on loan.
Is he? Should have kept hold of Mikey Moore, shouldn't you?
Who cares?
Yeah, mate. Do you know what, mate? I totally get it. I'm like that with QPR. I'm like, don't, like you said it before. I think that's exactly what so many football fans feel. Is I don't want to talk to you now. Fix it, and then we can talk after that.
Yeah, it's like the whole Kinski thing. Is that I don't care about his feelings. I don't care about anything. Just go in, win some fucking games, and then we can talk about the nuances of the things that have happened in the club in the run up to that. So it's do you know what I mean? I actually quite like the QPR squad, and now I just hate them. I hate them all, and I'm two wins away from
being okay with them, but I currently hate every single one of them. Do you know where we were before that? We lost. That's how bad it is. We've lost to Tom Brady's Birmingham.
Oh, you lost to Birmingham, Jesus.
Exactly, mate. We were back to 16th. Now we're 18th.
Any risk? Any risk?
I mean, it's one of those ones where it's like you're sort of sleepwalking a little bit. Someone wrote a comment saying Tottenham aren't sleepwalking to the Championship, you're base jumping.
Yeah.
But anyway, you've got, after the Atletico Madrid game, you've got that Forest game. I think you've got to think about, like, how do you want to step into that Forest game? That is such a big game of football.
Yeah, just not to go on the pitch and not to be twats. That would be great.
Yeah. I just wonder, who can galvanise? Let's find you a manager. Come on.
Well, there isn't any manager. We know the manager is. We know who he is, right? He was on the plane. He went out to watch Spurs versus Atletico Madrid. Yeah, Johnny Cardoso might have been playing, right? And maybe he was watching him for the USA team. He knows all about Johnny Cardoso.
Yeah.
He knows about him. He didn't have to fly halfway across the Atlantic Ocean to watch Johnny Cardoso, right? Or Cardoso. Because he knows he's his main guy in midfield for the US. He flew out to watch the Spurs and to figure out how big a clusterfuck he's taking on in the summer.
Yeah.
Because you know the rumour, Jim.
Ooh.
You know the rumour. The rumour is up or down, Pochettino's coming home. Up or down.
I was listening to a podcast, and it was saying two things. It was so it's a new, I think it's called the Football Boardroom. Henry Winter, and I can't remember the other guy, but he used to be at Villa, the other guy. And they were talking about relegation, and he said two things. He said, if Tottenham go down, they won't sell, and same with West Ham, really. They won't sell. They're both kind of in the market for being sold, but they won't sell in the Championship because you can't get the money you want in the Championship because people would not pay the 3 billion that you should be getting paid on the assumption that you'll be back in the Premier League, which you probably would be. But
greater risk, though, right? The risk it's a more significant risk with the takeover, so the price should come down. So they won't sell. You're right.
Exactly. They also said there's no way Pochettino would take over a Tottenham team in the EFL.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you I don't think they're as well connected as perhaps the person who told me is. And the person told me is Daddy's coming home.
Daddy's coming home, is he? Yeah. Bend over, kids. Daddy's coming home.
Do you know what it stinks of? And this makes me want to run outside and find the biggest truck going the fastest it can and run in front of it. It stinks. It stinks of Scott Parker. It stinks of Scott Parker taking over at Spurs. And you're going to say to me, he'll get you up. He'll get you up. He gets teams up. But then he has to stay. He's not going to get you up and go, all right, cheers, everyone. Like, I'm going to go now. Pochettino's available. I know that sounds ungrateful, isn't it? That sounds ungrateful. Literally, you've got a manager who will get you up and the resources to get you up. And I'm saying, no, that's not good enough. I want Pochettino. I don't know, man. I said this and like it caused a bit of mini hysteria in the WhatsApp group. I said, this does stink of Scott Parker getting relegated with Burnley, walking away and just walking into the Tottenham job in the Championship. And he'll get you up, conceding 15 goals a season and scoring 31. Can't do that, Jim. I watched.
He's got a great record of getting teams out.
I know, and that's all that matters. Jim, I gotta say, I don't know if I've said this to you before. I've done lots of podcasts this week, and it's all just merged into a big blob of shit that's come out of my mouth. So I can't remember who I said what to. Right on Saturday night, I was babysitting my niece, and her mum was out just doing, she's out partying or whatever, and she was back quite late. And I usually go to bed, typically, regardless if it's a weekend or a weekday, I'd like to be in bed by 10 o'clock. That's what I like. And I can be asleep within 15 minutes of being in that bed.
We have a little read before you try and go to sleep?
Peruse the phone, which is probably not the best. But I will peruse the phone. But I tend to not be on social media or anything like that. I'll just read something or I like Reddit. I'll look on Reddit.
Can I show you something that I think people are going to absolutely piss themselves over? Because I've been trying to be better with my sleep, And
Jim, I've got an end to what I'm saying, because it's not about the sleep or being in bed. Right? I was forced to watch. I thought, are you gonna what? Where's this? I'm not finished my sentence.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's all right. Jim. I was forced to watch the highlight show of the Championship.
Right. Why were you forced? Just good
Like
research.
morbid curiosity.
Right.
What's it going to be like? I don't want to go down. I think in one game I could hear a kid eating crisps. I think I was listening to it. I turned the volume up, and there's a kid eating a bag of Walkers. I was like, I can hear that. It's so fucking empty, dead, and dead. That's what the Championship was.
You sure it wasn't your niece?
Possibly.
It was your niece in the kitchen.
And one final thing I want to say is I accidentally, because you mentioned Birmingham beat QPR. I subconsciously wrote Birmingham Premier League for some reason. And I was like, why isn't Birmingham coming up? And then, oh yeah, they're not in the Premier League. No. And you know what comes up instead of Birmingham City in the Premier League? Darts.
Right.
Darts are bigger than Birmingham City.
Wow.
The game of darts, a pub pastime.
Can we talk about sleeping again? I think people might enjoy it.
Yeah, sorry, go on. You tell me what you're going to say.
Yeah, look.
It's not a mailbag issue?
By the way, you have said how good QPR's atmosphere has on numerous occasions. So I think you'll get a little bit mixed up here. And also, like the Tottenham atmosphere is woeful, isn't it? At the moment?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what are you on about?
But it's full. There are people there. Not like literally. There's one game in the Championship. I think it was Oxford, and I was like, I watched about 3 seconds of footage of a player making a run down the wing, and I didn't see a single supporter. Just chairs, just seats. But how are they staying alive?
Well,
can't do that.
I mean,
but they probably will come to watch the Tottenham, though, won't they? They will all come to watch the Tottenham.
Speaking financially, if you go down, that's a 90 million. That's again, that's why you can't afford Poch. It's 90. You're in a 90 million hole, and the sensible thing to do is bring in Scott Parker.
Balloon payments. That's the thing, isn't it? What, parachute payments? What are they called?
Balloon payments.
That's the end. That's the end of
privileged
car finance.
Fuck. You don't even know. What are they? What are they, darling? They've got those balloon payments, aren't they? Is it balloon? It's parachute payments, actually, because you feel like you're falling through a chasm. A balloon payment. Well, it kind of is for you. So you're just sort of like floating into the little abyss for a second, and then you got to work your way back up, aren't you? Because it'll all be fine. Because you got Beyonce rocking up every so often. Fuck it.
So who stays, Jim? If Spurs get relegated, who stays?
I don't fucking care.
Or what players would you sell? You're not Romero, Ivanovic. They're not playing. They're not going down. So they would be sold. We need to clear some money off the wage. But you'd imagine, right?
Yeah. Well, we can go for the squad. I will just say, just quickly, because we were talking about the manager thing. Robbie Keane. Maybe just sneak in Robbie Keane between now and the end of the season.
They're gambling for Pochettino, I think. But you're right. He probably wouldn't take us in the Championship. But do we gamble right now? Is this a foolish thing to do?
Is it sort of just a little... I think they might go to Ryan.
Yeah.
Orion's belt. The squad, keep or sell. I think, mate, that's a whole podcast, man. That is a whole podcast.
We'll do it next week. I've done it. I did it on Sky the other day.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, I think we can do it where I can kind of make picks of who you should sell or not. Madison, I was chatting to Kai yesterday, saying Madison would go to Coventry on the way back. Because they're on the way back up, aren't they?
I think he will stay and play with us in the Championship, actually.
Do you know what he'd want? And then he'd play with a GoPro on, wouldn't he? Think of the views.
We'll let him do it. You let him do it.
Yeah. EFL like...
Solanke? Would Solanke stay with us? So what the thing is, contracts are unimportant in the Championship. I know you got to sell some.
What does that mean?
Well, like if they're until 2030, but you got us relegated, you fucking stay with us. They've all got 50% wage cuts in their contracts because Daniel Levy put it in all of them.
3 years to Daniel. I think that is
the years and years and years of mismanagement and fucking.
Was it mismanagement? But like that's like because the thing is, honestly, some of the takes
care.
sometimes
I
are
don't care
bad.
if it is or not.
Some of the takes are hilarious though. Now, like Gareth, I appreciate like the wage bill. People saying they haven't spent enough on wages. Fine, but if you would have just go, oh, is that it? Is it? We just got to give everyone massive wages. That's like, then that happens and you're still crap, and that doesn't work either. Just think.
No, I've been listening to Ian Graham. I'm a big fan of Ian Graham, who is the data guy at Liverpool. He was there for like 10 years. And a couple of other people. Like I was listening to Gareth Bale, and he said, "What's the problem? Why can't Spurs attract the players?" And he said, "It's all it's wages." So the players, they won't even enter a conversation with your football club if the wages are not there. That's all players fucking think about, obviously. And I would be if I was in a situation. Short career, how do I get the most out of it? It's wages.
But the conversation of that is dangerous in the sense of if it's like when a team, like a championship team, sells a couple of players for a lot of money, then the price goes up because everyone knows they've got a bit of money.
Yeah, but the other thing is that Ian Graham was talking about how missing out on Diego Costa to Chelsea because him and Brendan Rodgers were arguing for so long about Benteke that they missed out on Costa and he went to Chelsea. And the amount of activity that Spurs would do in the final week or two of the transfer window simply means that the players that were available had already made the moves, and then we were left fucking around with our dicks in our hands. And that's why we always considered Daniel Levy to be like a reactive chairman. Like when Eze deal fell through, it weren't like, oh, we had Simmons planned. It was like, shit, what do we do? All right, we'll go for Simmons and we'll pay him $200,000 a week now.
Do you still think he's better than Eze?
No. He's all right. All of them are all right, floundering in a system that doesn't suit them and a manager that doesn't have a clue about the league and owners who don't know about football. You know, you say what you like about Daniel Levy, but he at least understood the game to a level that he can make the right, more or less the right decisions to get you out of trouble in this instance.
Yeah.
Whereas we've got, if you believe that this is the truth, what is believed to be the truth. Venkatesham and Langer wanted to give Frank more time. Whether you think that's right or wrong is really irrelevant right now because apparently the decision was made by a man called Dan Boucher. Have you ever heard of him? No, most people haven't. He is the son-in-law of Vivian Lewis, who is the daughter of Joe Lewis, who's the owner of ENIC. Vivian Lewis is she's essentially controlling ENIC now and has a massive interest in Tottenham Hotspur because Tottenham Hotspur is the largest company in their portfolio, worth about half of the entire ENIC portfolio. Spurs is now.
Right.
Her son-in-law is now making decisions about who should be manager at Tottenham. If you believe the reports, it was his decision to sack Frank. Again, I want to make this clear, if the reports are believed, this is rumour. He said, and essentially the Lewis family made a strong recommendation to Venkatesham to say, replace Thomas Frank and find a new manager. That is terrifying. That's like Trump Jr. making foreign policy decisions and telling the army what to do. Under what qualification should he do that?
Yeah.
Turns out he was probably right with Frank. He got it right. I'm not saying the guy ain't a Spurs fan. He may be a Spurs fan. I'm not qualified to find a sporting director at Spurs, nor are these people. I'm genuinely concerned.
Yeah. It's a weird thing to play with. It's mad when you it's mad that it feels like football's the only place where people that are qualified then get called clowns, and people that aren't qualified are able to to make like just enormous decisions. It's crazy.
George Pina said, I mean, probably not the best analogy there, Flav, but I get your point. How about you shut up?
Yeah. George,
I
don't know what's up with you, George, today. But
yeah, I don't know. He's got his fucking dick tucked up his ass. I don't know why he's got such a problem with both of them.
Yeah, stand up.
Guys,
stand up.
Stand up.
Untuck
pull it out.
Your penis. Please, for everyone.
He says,
George
back
says,
Trump
I'm
Jr.
back to
All right, I didn't know that. I thought, I didn't know if he was capable or not.
You're this close to 1 week ban. This close. Right. Oh, can I show you my sleeping thing? Because I think it'll make people laugh.
Yeah, go on.
So I'm trying to get better with my sleep and screen things, and it has been working a little bit. And have you seen those glasses that like you see people wear where they've got like red, it's got like it basically stops the blue light.
Yeah, and it helps them fall asleep, and it's like, soothing.
Yeah, because you've not got the blue light stimulating your brain, I guess, or whatever.
Which is what phones emit a lot, blue light, right?
Yeah. So I've bought a pair of them, but I sort of I was in the market for them. But of course, as some of you may notice, I wear glasses. So I bought a pair that you can wear over your glasses. Would you like to see them?
Okay. Yeah, I would love to see them
right,
when you go to bed. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to go and get them. Whilst I'm going, Craig said this. I'm an Everton fan here. I now get why everyone found it funny when we were flirted with relegation, because this is bloody hilarious.
I read that. Yeah,
Guitar Jammer said, I'm a Villa fan. No one really seemed to laugh at us when we went down, except the odd Newcastle fan. Though I think ours was different, as it was a slow decline, whereas the Spurs drop-off is just a couple of seasons. This is ridiculous. The Schadenfreude of the Tottenham thing. What are your thoughts on that as someone who's exposed to it? As I go get these glasses.
I'm all for it. Like, I mean, that's exactly how I felt when Newcastle went down, when Villa went down, if West Ham went down this season. Schadenfreude is, in terms of football, completely legitimate emotion, and a way to feel. Like, you're always laughing at the demise of your rivals. I get it. It doesn't hurt me that people are laughing at Spurs. I would fucking find this. I would be ecstatic if this was happening to Arsenal. And so, yeah, it's a par for it. I know people get wound up and they may sort of like look at a broadcast and they like talk sport, and they shouldn't sort of behave like that, and Cundy shouldn't behave like that, and all that sort of stuff. Nah, bollocks to all that. That's what this is all about. It's about going to finding football fans or a club at their weakest moment and giving them a good kicking. That's what it's all about. So absolutely no issue with Schadenfreude at all. In fact, I expect it. And I guess the size of the football club reflects the amount of people that are enjoying us going down. We'll also have this issue, is if we do go down, and I don't know if this is true, Luke, or anybody who's a fan in the Championship, but you would imagine people you imagine all the clubs coming out and wanting to beat Spurs because of, the stadium, £1 billion stadium in the Championship and all that stuff, and all the advantages you get from the financial advantages you get over the other clubs in the Championship. You'd imagine this being a big occasion, or like if Spurs went to Loftus Road, do you think the fans? I might be wrong here, Jim. Do you think the fans will be looking forward to playing Tottenham in the hope that they get a scalp, or will they be indifferent?
Yeah,
they will.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you have that 46 times,
makes it hard for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
it can flip the other way. If you get into a groove, then like say like a Fulham, when they had that like star-studded squad, it got to a point where you kind of went to that game knowing you were going to lose. So it can.
Oh, so they become inevitable.
Yeah, it becomes like you feel like Man City in the Championship. It can turn to that.
What that Fulham side? Who was too good for it? Mitrovic.
Mitrovic, yeah, he's got like 40 goals.
So Mitrovic was just levels above.
Oh, Mitrovic, it was a joke.
He was underrated, I thought, generally. I know he was a bit mental, and that's part of the issue. Like, I remember when I think Newcastle come up in the Championship. Did he? Maybe he did.
Yeah.
And he just launched a champagne bottle up into the air and just walked away, and there was like hundreds of people on the pitch.
Right. He had a great movement and strength, but he wasn't the quickest. So in the Premier League, there were moments when you wouldn't get the same amount of goals, but he did do very well.
Yeah.
Right.
Who else?
You ready for my glasses?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Ready?
This is how you go to bed every night, right?
So I'll spend the last couple of hours like this now. because they had to get over the glasses. You see. What do you reckon?
I quite like them.
Yeah.
You look like you're kind of going on a shooting range or something.
Yeah, look how wide they are because they've got to get around my. They've got to get around my glasses.
So do you? What time do these go on your? This is definitely a mailbag chat, but what time do these go on your face there, Jim?
When I remember, generally, or like last night, I was gonna do, and everything looks like really, really yellow. Obviously, right now. And
do you feel like they've helped you? Don't name the brand. Let's get in contact and let's set up a brand deal with them. Right. But what, Jim? Yeah. And you found you fell asleep better with these things?
Yeah, I think I have.
Really?
I don't know if it's a placebo effect or what, but it's definitely. I'm enjoying them.
When you put them on, are you kind of admitting that 100% wouldn't be any sex that evening?
Yeah, I mean, no chance. I mean,
sleep's more important in your 40s anyway than sex.
Ballon worn? Yeah, is someone saying I look like an Aussie? I felt like I looked like an Aussie in the States. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm wearing these. I might wear these till the end of the pod because they are quite. Okay. There's something soothing about it as you look at the screens. It's amazing. Let me read this. Minister Man Dan, I don't think Igor was mentally prepared for. I just enjoyed this conversation from the comments last week. Prepared for how shit and gutless the squad is. He's already at the throw shit against the wall phase because these players have already broken him. I just like the idea that Igor Tudor sort of comes in and goes, I'm not mentally prepared for. Like he's accepting of all these comments that Minister Man Dan says. I'm not, guys. I'm in trouble here. I'm not mentally prepared for this. I'm going to have to throw shit against the wall because these players have broken me. Jed Spence has broken me.
Do you think, Jim, that there is anything in the fact that he played and understood the Italian league?
Italian league.
Do you know what I mean? He knew Juventus, right? He knows Udinese. He knows the culture of Lazio. He's played in that league. I think even, if I remember right, was he a part of a Champions League winning squad with Juve? I think
he was at Juve for a long time. Yeah, very possibly. He was certainly in that great team. Yeah.
And to sort of transport his ideas to the Premier League is not necessarily a guarantee. Difficult thing to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're, say you've got a business that's sort of going under like difficult times, right? And you need someone to fix it. And say the business is, what's the business? Business is like plumbing, right? You got this plumbing business and it needs like saving, right? Well, you wouldn't bring in an electrician, would you?
No.
You'd go and get yourself an experienced plumber. My camera's really struggling with these glasses. Let me finish off this conversation. So the reply, Nick M said, I don't disagree, but it's probably not just the players. It'll be any sort of time spent with the hierarchy too. James replied, he could help himself by not trying to impose these patterns of play with 9 games left when he won't be there beyond this season. Stop playing a back 3 with only 3 centre-backs available. Don't play Porro as a right-sided centre-back because you want your outside centre-backs to run forward. Stop playing Archie Gray as a right wing-back. Stop playing Mawani because you remember him from Juventus. Start playing a 4-2-3-1. Start playing Richarlison instead of Mawani. And start playing Xavi centrally or just drop him. Harvey Cooper then replied, saying, sorry? Say what? You want the rest of this... Say what you want about the rest of the squad, but calling for Richarlison to start is some exercise in masochism.
Yeah, no. Richarlison is exactly what we need to stay up.
Mate.
It's exactly what we need. We need. I know. I've thrown him up.
Exactly what we need. He's not exactly what you need.
He's
on. When a cross comes in, you head it down into the corner so that they don't go down the other end and score.
He is. Yeah, come on, man. That was a decent header. I mean, he headed it. He connected with it. It's not. That isn't the reason why we conceded that goal, was it?
No, true. But you take your chances. You got to take your chances.
Yeah, of course, take the chances. But it's that I'm talking about what kept Everton into the league that season when it was Richarlison was a big part of it. You know, do you know in that run-in, he refused to see the doctor because the doctor would have ruled him out of a game and he played injured. Not that is necessarily a good thing to do because you could be harming the team. but he set up an assist in that game, and it was a goal that kept them in the league, or something along those lines. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's
fair.
his mental attitude is what we need in a team where it seems like they've given up. He hasn't, so that's why he should play. He's right about all of those things, though. I spoke to our mutual friend Harry Brooks, and he said he's overcomplicating it. He's gone in and he's made it too complicated. Not that they wouldn't be able to get it eventually, but right now it's not. Like what his system is and what he's trying to do isn't stuff that's just absorbed and just played out on the pitch. It takes whiles and time on the training pitch. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what Harry said.
Obviously, over the last couple of weeks, there's been a bit of discussion about me being a middle lane hogger. I'm hoping to learn from my mistakes and understand it better. But we do have a good answer on it all about undertaking. I just wanted to feel clarity within that. Neil Turner said, undertaking requires a specific manoeuvre to be defined as such. If you're in the middle lane on a motorway and have a clear pathway in front of you, you can pass slower moving traffic in the outside lane. I have real experience of this when a police car in the lane to the right of me slowed dramatically to make me pass it on the left. I was then pulled over for undertaking, and upon challenging the officers in debate, they sent me on my way with no further action. So I guess he won the debate.
He won the debate, but you still can't do it.
Well, he's saying that he's saying what you can't do is make a move to the lane to your left, then go and then move back to the lane once you've overtaken.
So he's suggesting you can continue at a certain speed and undertake if other club car moves slower.
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
Still, mate. This is as clear as mud, isn't it? Ryan Taylor. Sorry, go on.
No, so you're driving along on the motorway, right? And there's another car in front of you, and that car slows to 65 for whatever reason.
Yeah.
If you then don't slow accordingly, and you decide to undertake him, I think that's illegal. I don't think you can do it. I think you probably looked at leniently if it happened, but I think you're supposed to slow. You're not supposed to go undertaking anyway. I don't know. Maybe now I'm saying it. Maybe
I'd imagine there's an unwritten rule here that, like, if you're on the outside lane, you got to be going 70, like minimum. And obviously, you're not supposed to go any more than that, but everyone does go a little bit more than that, don't they?
Yeah, of course.
So if you're going 65 on the outside lane, then I get it. Ryan Taylor said this. I could have bet my house on Jim being a middle lane hogger. Every time I overtake a middle lane hogger, I give them a Luigi look. And every time, it looks like Jim. They're in their own world, daydreaming, utterly clueless as to why they're even driving in the first place.
So let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. So you're traveling across in the free lane on the left hand side. Hang on a second. Something's just come through. Tottenham have approached Dougie Freedman from badly needed revamp, and Pinto is also on the list. Sean Dyche being considered, but doubts over whether he wants short-term role. While Forest settlement may be an issue. I'm going to kill myself.
Oh my God. That can't be true. Where's that come from?
Miguel Delaney it's come from.
What, he's saying he's going?
No, he's saying it's being considered.
Right. They've said he's going to do the Liverpool game, didn't they? I mean,
yeah.
Do you know what? If it is just like stay up, then Dyche... God, are we actually going to be living in a world where Pereira's gone from Wolves to Forest, Nuno's gone from Forest to West Ham, and Dyche has gone from Forest to Tottenham? Wow. I mean, if that Connor says Dyche keeps us up, he probably does.
I can't do this anymore. Anyway, let's get back to motorway chat. So if you're traveling on the left-hand lane as you should be, and there is a car coming up and you're traveling faster than him, you don't undertake him because he's traveling at 50 mile an hour. You move across lanes and go to the right lane and then go around that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think the issue I had previously was like, It sounds like apparently you can if everyone's going and they were going at their normal paces, you can kind of still do that. But
let me just ask in a second. Is there any circumstances where it's legal to undertake someone on the British UK motorway?
Were you on Copilot?
No, ChatGPT. Yes. In the UK, it can be legal to pass a vehicle on the left on the motorway, but only in certain situations. The key point is that passing on the left deliberately to overtake, is generally discouraged and may be considered careless driving, depending on how it's done. Here's how the rules in the UK Highway Code work. Situations where passing on the left is allowed. You ready, boys? This is peak Jaffin, right? Slow-moving traffic in queues. If traffic is congested and lanes are moving at different speeds, you can continue at lane if the pass on. Yeah, we know that.
Sometimes you try and sneak into one of those lanes, won't you?
If you're crafty. If you're crafty. Yeah, if you're one of them. So crawling, that's fine. When a vehicle ahead is turning right, so sometimes you will get a right turn off of a dual carriageway or a motorway, you're allowed to undertake then. Okay. Lane discipline situations on motorways. If someone is sitting in the middle lane unnecessarily, and you remain in lane 1 while moving faster, you are generally, this is controversial, but is the law, you are generally allowed to continue to pass them as long as you stay in your lane. Do not weave across lanes to do it, and do not accelerate aggressively to pass them.
Cruise undertake. Yeah.
You can cruise undertake them. I didn't know that. It's good to know because I'd waste a lot of time moving around them, getting really annoyed. Cunt as you drive past.
I think there's a bit here where it's like, what are there things that we could really do with knowing that make me a better person? Do you know what I mean? Just sort of not like, I know that now.
General stuff we didn't think we knew, but we needed to.
Yeah.
If anyone's got any of them. So like that, actually, you can slowly undertake in the motorway. If someone's hogging the middle lane, that's good information.
Sort of like accidental arsehole behaviour that you didn't even realise that you were sort of doing. I was being an accidental arsehole. And whilst also feeling like others were arseholes. And I kind of was right because it's a grey area, but I'm definitely wrong too. I was definitely being an arsehole as well. And now I can be less of an arsehole. How can, what other ways I can be less of an arsehole? Interesting. Finish up with pet hate. Ben Warby. Get your pet hates in, by the way. 571 comments, not enough pet hates. Surely there's more things we hate in life.
What would that be? Because a lot of the comments will come from people that wouldn't know that they had to do any pet hates.
Maybe. So now they know. Pet hate. Those clothes hangers that are made out of a sort of velvet material.
And exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah, man. An attempt to make an everyday item look posh that now means I get pissed off every time I try to slide my t-shirt onto it. Sort it out. Are you will you put a coat hanger on officially, or will you try and stretch the neck to sort of sneak it on?
Well, no, I'd be worried about stretching the neck and damaging the t-shirt, so I wouldn't do that. I don't hang a t-shirt, actually. I fold the t-shirt and they go into a drawer.
Right.
And I say I do it. The wife does it.
Some people just do it. I don't mind rolling it because it means that it won't get lines on it if you are to fold it.
Rolling it, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I if I had preference, it would be a wooden hanger with a slightly wider bottom.
Yeah, I don't want a grip on it. I don't need a grip on it. Like a strong wooden hanger is the best hanger. Yeah, I agree.
I've been FOF87 said I got slaughtered by Flav for expression of pet hate and never again. Did I? Probably. I don't. What did you say? I can't remember.
That Ben hates that. Bored of this now replied saying, well, move out of your grand's house then. Nice little dig. And that's the great thing we've got here with this community is the replies are as funny as the comments themselves.
But there was a time back, if really old G's remember, that that energy would have met with less of that.
Yeah. Yeah, true. It is, maybe we need to sort of get back on it with the comments. Do you know I thought of, here's a blast from Brass, Dottie Foster.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone, listen to this. They're probably still watching under a different name, but someone created a character or created a person who was called Dottie Foster, and was a picture of a girl, And then somehow through, I don't know, about a year of investigation and prodding, based on a suggestion from our producer back then, Ball Street, called Tanvir, Big Dog, R.I.P.
He's not. He's fine.
He's not dead. Well, he might be dead. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him about 6 months. He could have died in that time. I don't know. He suggested straight away. He went Cap. He said, "What'd you say?"
I really hope he's not.
I hope he's not. He's a lovely, lovely gentleman. Spends a lot of time in saunas. Anyway, he called it very early on. He went, "Catfish. She's not real."
Yeah.
And I think that's how the spoon thing came
yeah,
out,
that was it. We called it. So we called it out. We called it out on the podcast because she was sort of one of the few females in the comments. You know, unlike our Queen Catherine, who we've met in person, so we know she's real.
She exists.
She exists. Whereas Dottie, yeah. So then we were like, we need a picture of you holding a spoon, and she did not deliver. And
nor did she appear again.
Yeah. Right.
And the bagel guy was a liar as well. That was a long-standing loving. Yeah. It turned out that the bagel guy was bullshit too.
Are we sure about that?
I don't know. I think so.
Anyway, right. We're alienating the new audience. But all those niche conversations you can understand if you stick with us. So if you are still here, I think this is the podcast for you. Hit subscribe, get involved with the comments. And if your comments are funny, we will be reading them out next week. We're going to do our second podcast, answering your questions now to the people that are in our chat right now, the Moisties. So sluglets, get involved. Dry slugs, fuck you. And have a great weekend. In a bit.
Bye.